Hi, welcome to the Think, Plan, Do Successful Doing Frameworks and Tools presentation. By now, you will be very familiar with the Think, Plan, Do framework shown here. Think. Think is a time you give yourself to explore new possibilities, new dreams, new visions. Plan. Plan is a time you spend working out how to make your dreams, your visions become a reality. Do. Do is the time you spend executing your plan. Now, some people have such incredible visions that they spend their entire lifetime working on them. Now, one of the things we learned in the previous presentation is that there is a time for thinking, that there's a time for planning, and there's a time for doing. This presentation will focus on the successful doing frameworks of the Think, Plan, Do Life program. Let us start off by defining what we mean by doing. Doing is when you take all of your thinking and all of your planning and actually start working. If you were a writer, for example, you would put pen to paper. If you aim to get healthy, you would go for that walk or for that run and perhaps start eating healthier foods. If you're focused on your own life, maybe you'll start doing something for yourself or for your family. In other words, get your hands dirty. It is now time to stop thinking, stop planning, and start executing. Do you have any doing that needs to be done? There are a number of frameworks for doing that we have not covered yet, including building bridges to succeed and the secret letter. There are also a large number of tools to help you with your doing, many of them motivational tools. Each of them has its meaning and special purpose in the doing part of the Think, Plan, Do framework. We will cover these tools in part 2 of this presentation. Here is a recap of the Vision Strength Reality framework. Reality means that you always make sure that you are on track and that you will still want to achieve your vision. Check that your time frame is realistic, and most important of all, that you are still fully committed to achieving your goals. Now, you've seen this image before. You have a goal, you've planned it, and now you've started doing. The Vision Strength Reality framework sits on top of the Think, Plan, Do framework and helps you get some perspective. And given that you have some perspective, you are motivated to work towards your goals, your vision, your dreams. The next successful thinking framework is called Build Bridges to Succeed. You know where you are now. Perhaps you are at rock bottom. But you dream, you hope, you dare to imagine where you might be one day. But at that end point seems so far, so difficult, that it may take years or even decades or a lifetime to achieve. If that is the case, then you need to build bridges to succeed. Or what is it? Well, it's you identify a number of achievements of significant milestones along the journey that can help you stay motivated and stay on track. Here's the example. If your goal is losing weight, say to lose 20 kilograms, then your milestones could be to lose 5 or 10 or 15 kilograms. These are all part of the journey and allow you to celebrate and reward yourself along the way. Successful people know about bridges. They know that it means breaking down big goals into smaller ones, into more achievable milestones. They know to be patient and to reward themselves along the way. They never forget the vision or their goals or where they are headed. And finally, the really successful people never forget where they have come from. An extension to build bridges for success is the ability to break down a big problem into smaller ones, more manageable ones. In order to be successful, you need to learn to take a big goal, often these are very complex, and break it down into smaller problems, and then even smaller ones, until each one of them seems achievable. Here is a graphical view of the break it down framework. You have broken down your main goal into some smaller goals. We call these steps or milestones. And in each of these into smaller goals, even more realistic, achievable goals. These are the steps 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, etc. Now, perhaps this framework should be applied in a successful planning phase. But given that it helps with breaking down the tasks and helping with motivation, we have included it here in a successful doing phase. Doesn't really matter. It applies to both. How many times have you told yourself, I know what to do? I've read about this. I've been to the presentations. I've been coached. Friends told me what to do. Yet, you are not listening or even acting on your own advice. You really do know what to do to be successful. Now, this is especially true when every now and then you are in the zone. A zone. What is a zone? The zone is a relaxed state in which you seem to have all of your senses and maybe some of the answers. Now, you need to be able to bottle this feeling, this special awareness, and to refer to this, tap into this knowledge when you need it. But the question is, how do you do this? That's where the secret letter comes into it. When in the zone, write yourself a letter, a private letter, and tell yourself what you need to do, what you need to know. Give yourself that special advice that you know, that is deep inside of you, that you know will help you. Having written the secret letter, read it to yourself every day without fail. If you do this, you will listen to yourself. You will follow your own advice, follow your own instincts, rather than be distracted by all of that noise and obstacles that are in your way every day. Now, the secret letter may be similar to writing down your goals and reading them to yourself every day. But the secret letter is different in that it gives you an insight into what you want to achieve and some guidelines and some real advice. Too often we know what to do, but we get distracted, demotivated. That's why we read the secret letter to help us stay on track. We have just completed part 1, the successful doing frameworks, and covered 2 frameworks that we've not seen before: Build Bridges to Succeed and the secret letter. In part 2, I would suggest that you review this presentation again in order to get a better understanding of the frameworks contained here. You may want to document your thoughts, how what you have learnt applies in your own life. You can use the workbooks or the journals to do this. You can also review what others have said and learned from this topic. Share your thoughts so that others can learn from your experiences as well. Thank you for reaching this far, and I look forward to seeing you at the next topic. Part 2, Successful Doing Tools.